Hey guys, welcome back, and today we're going to learn how to navigate the tricky but very important region of Ash Canyon. Now, what I'm not going to do is tell you where every single cave, loot spawn, and animal is, because not only is that boring, but it also takes out the fun of the exploration from you guys, and I definitely don't want to do that. I'm simply just going to guide you guys towards all of the key locations of the region, while only mentioning the extremely key loot items that might impact the path you choose to take. But first things first. How do you even get to Ash Canyon? There are two entrances to Ash Canyon, both of which are in Timberwolf Mountain. There's an upper and a lower entrance to the region, and it's very important to know which is which, because certain routes depend on which entry you take into the canyon. So let's find out where they are together. First, we'll go to the lower transition, so go ahead and meet me at the Plain Wing in Timberwolf Mountain. From here, follow where I go to end up down in the Echo Ravine. Once you're there, take a right and follow the ravine until you find this cave. Congrats! You found the lower entrance. It's a super simple little trip. The upper entrance is a bit of a longer journey, but it's not too bad. To find this entrance, meet me at the Plain Wing once again. This time, we're going to follow this path instead. After a short walk, you'll find a tree bridge. While you cross that tree bridge, you can look down and say hi to the lower entrance, because it's right down there in the canyon. Anyways, with that out of the way, keep on following this path straight along the wall of the region that's to your right, and you'll eventually come to a rope climb. Once at the top of that climb, continue hugging the wall to your right until you find this cave opening. Walk in and you'll find yourself in an interior cave system. Once you reach the other side of that cave, it'll spit you out in Ash Canyon. Alrighty, that's enough of Timberwolf Mountain. We are now in Ash Canyon, so what is there to do here? Well, let's look at this spoiler-free map that I made really quick. There are essentially two main elevation levels on this map, with a small little middle one as well. The higher level is highlighted in red, the middle level in yellow, and the lowest in green. Before we do anything else, we need to make sure that you guys know what you're looking at with this map. These red and yellow lines represent rope climbs. These black and white lines represent rope climb spots that aren't guaranteed to have a rope that's already deployed. These are rope bridges, and this is a fallen tree bridge. This right here is a connected cave, and finally, these represent a one-way path. Now, this map does not include every single area or spot in the region that you can explore, just the areas that'll be relevant for us while navigating to the most crucial points of interest. Speaking of which, let's look where those are. The most important location in the entire region is the mine, which is where you will find the technical backpack and crampons. Since there are so many rope climbs in this region, these items are very important. The crampons help increase your survivor's efficiency when climbing ropes, and the technical backpack is a permanent 5 kilogram increase to your survivor's carry capacity, which will help you avoid encumbrance throughout the journey. The other standout location is the prepper bunker. I go over everything you need to know about prepper bunkers and all of their locations in this video, so go check that out if you want to know more about how those work. Now, the rest of these POIs are just buildings that have some good loot inside and good shelter, but I won't go too into it so you can discover what they have to offer for yourself. Okay, with that out of the way, we can finally talk about our routes for navigating the region. The first route is going to be focused on going straight to the mine, so for this, meet me just outside of the upper entrance to the region. Now we're going to follow the left wall of the region for a good while. There might be a couple small paths that open up along this wall, but you can ignore them and keep going, unless of course you want to explore. Our destination is in the wide open, and it's this rope climb right here. This marks the beginning of a series of 3 rope climbs that we're going to have to do, so let's just go for it. Once at the top, keep walking until you find this mechanism here. You are now overlooking the mine, but this spot will never spawn with a rope already deployed, so you'll need to find one. Nearby spawn spots are right here on the platform, or in one of 2 nearby caves. The first cave is right here, and the second one is over here. In this particular save, we found a rope in the second cave.
I think I can use this.
If you get very unlucky and can't find a rope in any of these spots, you can just go take the rope from the climb that we did to get up here and redeploy it to get down to the mine. Once you've explored the mine, don't take the back exit and instead come back out the way you came and climb back out onto the ridge once again. From here, follow the path that you took to find those caves. It's a very straightforward path and only has a few crossroads along it, so keep following it until you find yourself in this spot. To the left is an entrance to the cave that will take you back down to the lower level of the region, and to this POI. To the right, you'll continue along the upper path and towards these 3 POIs. We're going to take the right path here. Shortly after you do, you'll find yourself in this place, and discover these 2 POIs. Miner's Folly, and Four Man's Retreat. Once you're satisfied with your exploration there, continue along the path by crossing this rope bridge. Shortly after crossing that bridge, you'll find yourself at another crossroad. We can either go down towards this POI, or head left towards the bunker. The better option here is to head down first. Ideally, as you've been traveling, you should have found another rope. Hang on to that, because it'll be useful in a second. Follow where I go to navigate towards a rope climb here. After descending it, you'll be at the Homesteader's Respite. While you're there, check to see if this other rope climb has been deployed already or not. If it hasn't, then use the rope you've been carrying and deploy it here. Doing this will give you a lot more flexibility on travel when returning to the region later on. What you do from here is up to you. You can either call it a day and then follow the river down towards the lower entrance, or you can go for either of the two unexplored POIs. If you choose to go for this one, climb down the rope you just deployed and follow the river upstream like I am. Keep going that way and you'll soon find yourself at the Angler's Den. If you want to go to the bunker, then climb back up the rope that got you down to Homesteader's Respite and follow that path back until you reach that crossroad again. Follow where I go to this rope bridge, and then climb down these two ropes. Once you've done that, follow me to find yourself at the Climber's Cave. From here, you can go to that bunker video and follow the path that I take there to get to the bunker. Now, I'm not going to be all mean here and twiddling my fingers, being like, haha, yes, you see, it's my trap. I'm going to get them to go watch a second video right now. Don't worry. In that video, there's a lot of bookmarks, so you can just go straight to the Ash Canyon section and not have to root through the entire video to find it. Before we can move on to the lower routes, let's go over the pros and cons of this route. Its pros are that it gets your survivor to the crampons and technical backpack as soon as possible. But its biggest con is that you start off with a long walk to 3 consecutive rope climbs. So if you're considering this route, then make sure that you have a bedroll with you, and enough food and water for the initial trip to the mine. Okay, that's the upper route taken care of, so now let's look down at the lower paths. For both of these routes, we're gonna meet just outside the lower entrance and then take this path to reach the Bitter Marsh, which is right below Homesteader's Respite. We'll quickly knock out one of the routes right now. Simply check to see if the Homesteader's Respite already has a rope deployed down to the Bitter Marsh. If it does, then great. This is definitely the preferred outcome, as you can simply follow the upper route in reverse order. The only thing that would change is the very end. After you finished exploring the mine and made your way down the 3 rope climbs, follow this left wall instead of following the right wall down to the upper entrance. Eventually, you'll be able to see the river and the Angler's Den. After you loot Anglers, you can simply follow the river downstream to the lower entrance and head back into Timberwolf Mountain. Unless you want to go to the bunker, of course. In which case, you want to follow where I'm going right now after leaving Angler's Den. Following this route will take you back towards the upper entrance to the region. But after we reach this choke point in the path, we're going to hug the left wall. Eventually, a path will open up to the left, and if we follow that path, it'll bring us upwards towards a tree bridge that'll bring us over to this plateau. After crossing that bridge, follow where I go to find yourself at the Climber's Cave once again. And then follow that same route from here to the bunker. The main con of this route is that you won't get access to the technical backpack and crampons until very close to the end of the journey. This can be tough because you'll be collecting a lot of loot on the way to the mine, which could end up causing encumbrance and restrict your survivor's ability to climb ropes. The biggest pro of this route is that you'll be able to find a lot of loot quickly, so you don't need to stress as much about bringing a lot of food or water. There's also going to be a lot of beds along the way, so you don't need to stress as much about a bedroll, although you should always bring one if you can. And finally, it has the least backtracking of all the routes. Now let's say that the rope to Homesteader's Respite hasn't been deployed yet. The other route that you can take from the lower entrance is once again to reach the Bitter Marsh, but instead follow the river upstream. This will take you to the Angler's Den, which will be a nice little pit stop for you. After that, continue to follow the river upstream until you approach this waterfall. Look to the side of it for this path. Follow it as it will spit you out right on top of the waterfall. Keep moving along the river for a tiny bit until you get over this little waterfall right here, and then follow the path I take right now to find this cave. Once inside of the cave, make your way through it until you find this rope. Climb up it, and then exit the cave to find yourself, at last, on the upper elevation of the region. Now that you're here, you can choose to cross the bridge and follow that path to the mine, or you can go left to Miner's Folly, Four Man's Retreat, and Homesteader's Respite. The only really good thing about this route is that it takes the least amount of rope climbs. The cons are that it takes much longer, it requires a lot more backtracking than the other routes to get to all the POIs, and it has the most possible predator encounters along the way. This is definitely the route that I would recommend the least, and should only be taken if the rope to Homesteader's Respite hasn't been deployed, and if you don't have a bedroll to be able to take the upper route instead. The final thing I'll show you guys today is a convenient exit from the region if you choose to go to the bunker, which should generally be the last thing you choose to do while in the region. This part of the map is a bit of a maze, but follow me and you'll get to a quick and easy exit from this area back into Timberwolf Mountain. From the bunker, look back down the path and follow the wall to your right. There will be 2 paths that open up to the left. Ignore the first and then take the second. Then follow me to this one-way drop. Once you've dropped down, follow the path you're now on to the right until you get to this series of climbs. Go down them and keep following me to another one-way drop. After you've dropped down there, you'll be able to follow the wall to your right all the way back to the lower entrance. Alright, that's it for today, guys. Let me know if you guys like this style of guide. I wanted to show you guys how to get to the most important locations in the region, but also leave enough unsaid to allow you guys to discover things for yourself as well. If you have any questions or want some more clarification on something, then let me know down in the comments and I'll do my best to respond to you. And if you liked the video, then like the video. It helps out the channel a lot. To see more from me, grab the nearest fish and slap that subscribe button. You guys are amazing, and I'll see you in the next one.